Hello everybody, this is a great story today, talking to you about time management. And like I've said before, we can't manage time, but we actually can think about the construct of time and what we actually do with that. Because time is passing by. You know, every week I'm in this studio, I'm recording content for you, and I'm thinking next week I'm going to be here again. What do I do? How do I plan that? And it just so happens that for me today in my preparation, I was able to not only prepare for this one, but I'm actually got some really cool ideas for next week's show and content. So I'm really stoked about that. And I'm thinking about how can I be even better with my time and be strategic and spend a little bit longer and plan out maybe what I might do over the next month and create my shows. And so I'm ready to go. And then I've got time to think about those shows, let them really sit in my spirit and in my mind, because my passion is to help you do business better. So we've talked about time, we've talked about how we can't manage it, but there's ways in which we can do it. We've touched on distractions and what they do to us. And we've talked about the dynamic of always being on is incredibly unhealthy. But I want to leave with you today some really dynamic tools that I have used on a regular basis with clients to help them do business better. I'm just going to pick them at random, and they're not in any particular order, but I love this one, the 2-minute rule. And I say this to clients, and they say, what's the 2-minute rule? Very simple. If you can do anything that comes across your desk within 2 minutes, what you do is you do it straight away. But if you know you cannot do it within 2 minutes, you stop and you record what that is, or you say to the person, no, we can't do this now. It is just not going to happen. What I want you to do is, and you actually deal with that and set a very clear strategy by which you are going to do it, or you're not going to do it. You're either going to say yes, or you're going to say no, and you're going to say it quickly. And that gives you great power, because remember, we're not going to let the tail wag the dog. We're actually going to put principles into our world so we can deal with this question of time management, the whole dynamic of the 24-hour, 7 days a week world in which we live. And we're going to do it so much better because we're going to do business better. And if we do time better, it's going to release you into a greater dynamic of rest, reflection, renewal, revitalization, and of course effectiveness and efficiency, which will deal with productivity and profitability for your business. 2-minute rule. If I can do it in 2 minutes, I say yes. If I can't, I say no, and I find a way in which I create a strategy, which I'm going to give you some more tools and resources to think about that I will address going forward. I love this one, and I know you'll say, this is just so simple, John. And this is the ABC of time. And it is very simple, and I say this to my clients on a regular basis, and they say, oh, that is so challenging but so helpful, and they start to put it into practice, and they see themselves actually ticking things off their list. So what you do is, with the ABC of time, is you write absolutely everything down that you're thinking of, anything and everything. And you create your long list. And what I want you to do is imagine what it might mean for every day, every week, every month, every quarter, every half year, every year. You're thinking about that whole dynamic. So you need to set time aside to stop and allow yourself to engage in this process. And then what you do is you think, okay, what category does it fit? Is it a day category, a week category, month, quarter, or annual? And you put them into those areas. And then you say, right, today, for my day category, I have got my ABC. And what you do is this. For every one of those areas, you've got for your day, your week, your month, your quarter, your year, you say this. A, I can do. And that is, I'm going to give myself 2 or 3 items that I will say, A, I can do. And you write them down. Then you do your B. B is, I may do. And so you write 2 or 3 items there. Every other item that you have for the day goes on your C list. C, I cannot do. And you do that for your week, your day, your week, your month, your quarter, and your year. And you then know, and you're giving yourself permission, what you will do today, what you will do this week, what you will do for the month, what you'll do for the quarter, what you'll do for the year. So remember this: A, I can; B, I may; C, I cannot. And what you're doing is you're going to refresh that all the time, a very powerful way to deal with that. Here is another way in which oftentimes we don't allow ourselves to do, and is we don't book appointments with and for ourselves in our calendar for the day, the week, the month, the quarter, or the year, and we don't give ourselves permission. What I encourage clients to do is do block time of appointments for yourself that have a very specific purpose. So it might mean, let me tell you this one, really, really important, 2 areas, and that is time with you and your wife and time for you and your children. Really powerful to be putting into your calendar, of course. That is planning their time with you, your time with them, and also planning holiday time. They're really important things to put into your calendar first and foremost. And they are very specific and they're very focused. And you do that with other dynamics that you need to do for you, for your business. One of the other areas, it's another tool about managing time, and that is your strategic hour. Putting that in your calendar every week. When will you do your strategic hour, where you're going to take your pencil, pen, your journal, a cup of coffee, and you're going to go away, totally cut off from any electronics and anybody, and you're going to have a strategic hour. And having block time, permissions where you've set those things for yourself, really, really, really important to do. How are we doing? So here's some interesting tools, and you say, well, John, you've got more. Yes, I do. Here is a really powerful one. I talked about it earlier in the show, and that is setting deadlines. My web guys have set a deadline for me to deliver, and it's forced me to work to that deadline and make sure it is done. I'm almost there, and I'm really excited because that means I'm freeing my web guys to deliver for me. Set deadlines. Really incredible the difference it will make to efficiency, effectiveness, productivity, and profitability. I talked about this one earlier on. Business owners, close the door. Close the door. You need to say to your staff, your direct reports, that you are not always available and that you have set time for you to do your work, your strategic engagement, your time to think, your planning, your forecasting, your analytical work that you need to do, whatever it might be that you have where you are in the office and engaged in working in the business or on the business or looking outward, which we've talked about also in the show. You need to give yourself permission that that door will close. I want you to understand this. This is really important, and I know you know the cliche. If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. And I think that was a Winston Churchill quote, and we do this to ourselves all the time. And I'm asking you today, when you listen to this, at the end of this conversation I'm having with you, is get yourself a piece of paper and write out a very simple 5-point plan that you will accomplish in this next month. What that will do for you is incredibly liberating, having something in front of you, giving you a railway track, giving you focus and clarity by which to work. There is many more things that we could talk about on this subject. I wanted to give you not only an overview of the areas of time management, challenge you to the way you think, but give you some tools and resources. There is many more, and that's what I do as a coach. I talk to my clients, I think about ways in which we can reflect on the challenges, and we look at ways in which we can find the resources to help you refocus so you can do what you want to do. And what is that? You want to do business better. Getting a handle on this whole world of time management will help you do business better. It's a delight to be able to share with you. It's a joy that I love being in the studio to put this down and record this both on my podcast and my webcast to help you. So click on the link below and become a subscriber. Hit the bell, because that way you'll get the notifications. Because remember this is John Hardy from Peak Consultancy, helping you do business better. Thank you so much.